Hello and welcome back to our channel, The Unenlightened Generalists. Today is the 10th video in my ABC video essay series, and for the letter J, I want to talk about that tried and true metaphor of juggling life, which is not exactly something I'm thriving in right now myself. So I'm not here to tell you to keep all the balls in the air. I'm here to talk about dropping the ball and how to pick it back up again. So this topic is almost painfully relevant for me right now. I started writing this script a few weeks ago, and as the weeks have gone by, it's just become more and more relevant to my life as things have gotten more and more chaotic. So suffice it to say that during that time, I lost my momentum, I lost my groove, I dropped the ball, but I'm here to pick it back up again. An object, me, once in motion stays in motion, but that didn't happen this fall because first I had an injury, and then a good thing, a dear friend came to stay, and now another hard thing, my dad is in the hospital for what will be probably a long recovery. So suffice it to say, I have not been keeping all of the balls in the air. Luckily, my friend Josh, the friend who came to stay with us recently, is very wise and somehow always has good timing. And so he shared a metaphor with me that has been helping me both to give myself some grace, to use a Southern turn of phrase, during this difficult time, while also ultimately get the balls rolling that I need to move forward in my life. And yes, unfortunately, the metaphor for this video is going to require saying the word balls a lot. It is what it is, and that's what you're signing up for if you keep watching the video. And if you do, I hope that this metaphor will also help you to juggle all of the needs and responsibilities in your own life. The metaphor my very wise friend expressed is that when juggling life, it is okay, even necessary, to drop the ball as long as you pick it back up again in a timely manner. When I visualize this metaphor for juggling, I think of a juggler with a truly insane number of balls to juggle. I'm not a juggler, but I'm thinking maybe 50 or 100 items, calmly juggling one small set of balls, setting them down, proceeding to the next set, juggling for a bit, setting them down, and so on and so forth. And if you're visualizing this as well, you'll probably agree that it would not make for a very exciting circus act. But that's kind of the point. I don't need my life to be a performative circus. I don't need to impress anyone. It's my life. My life is not a routine that I can nail perfectly every time. I'm not always going to land the ending, and that's okay. Life is dynamic. Life is always changing. It's unpredictable. So this version of juggling is a lot more helpful to me, especially as a new mom, than the idea of trying to keep everything in the air all the time. As a parent with a fairly slim income who still wants to have a life, I juggle a lot. The same was true before I became a mom because I was a teacher. And I would venture to guess that any person watching this video, especially in the economy today, is juggling a lot too. Contemporary life asks so much of us. You know, we have 24 hours a day, so 8 are usually work, 8 are theoretically for sleep, but sleep never seems to add up to 8 hours. And then there's 8 hours for what you will, that are pretty much filled up with chores or commuting or other responsibilities in life. So many areas can get neglected, and often these are the most important, like self-fulfillment or rest or fun. It's a lot to juggle. And if you are a parent or a caretaker of any kind, you also have a whole other set of balls for the lives that are in your care. And so keeping all of this in the air is not only difficult, but often truly impossible, not just when you have an injury or an emergency, but just on any given day. So, if we have the expectation to keep all the balls in the air all the time, we are setting ourselves up for disappointment and failure. But conversely, if we drop the ball for too long, if we neglect any particular need or responsibility, it's just that much harder to go and pick it up again the longer that it's sitting unattended. I think of it like a matter of physics and muscle memory. Once something is out of motion, it's harder to get it back into motion. And I would add that the longer you go without handling a particular thing, physical or metaphorical, the harder it is to handle because you lose the muscle memory of how to handle that particular thing. And a ball that goes untended, a need that goes unmet for too long, it doesn't just sit there. I think it almost starts to grow moss like a stone and become heavy and slippery. And this is more obvious in some areas of life than others, like if it's been a while since you've exercised or if it's been a while since you've done the laundry. In that case, you'll have no clean clothes to wear. But other less obvious areas of life, like self-fulfillment, like rest, I often see these needs in my life and my friends' lives going unmet for way too long. Now, obviously, this pace of life is connected to a lot of systemic issues in our culture, our economy, our laws, and I think we can and should try to address those issues at the source. But also, we have to face tomorrow. And especially if we're going to take on extra projects and ways to improve our communities, we really do need to get our own needs, right? Put on your own oxygen mask first, get our own lives as efficient as we can so that we can go out and actually take on even more. Currently, I'm adding on a lot to my life to share ideas in videos and in some big writing projects that I have going, including an upcoming book. And I find that if I let any of these things sit for too long, even though there's no external deadline, they're my deadlines, if I don't engage with the content, I forget what I was thinking about. I lose the muscle of how to do it, and then it's harder to get going again. But it would be completely unrealistic for me to film or write every day. So something that helps me is just to maybe take that ball and give it a little jostle and shake off a little moss. So that might mean going back and reading what I've written, or maybe just jotting down one note or a voice dictation, or even just listening to a podcast or another creator whose ideas can inspire mine. So just some little way to interact with it every day. And after I shake off a little bit of that moss, it's not as hard next time to get that ball rolling again. Something that I am struggling with is just finding any time for rest. I would imagine that you can relate. Because that stillness, those times where nothing is in the air, where nothing is moving, I'm realizing more and more how important that is to fuel the activity. And I think that was part of why I had an injury in the first place. I think it was one of those injuries where your body is making a mandatory rest because you're refusing to take one. And to be perfectly honest, at first, after I injured my ankle, it was kind of great. My husband and I are usually very 50-50 around the house, and all of a sudden he had to do everything, so it was a lot harder for him than for me. But I was just laid up in bed with my ankle in the air, resting more than I had in a long time. But before all of the moms and parents out there go and sprain their ankles, that time really came with a price. After I started recovering, getting everything going again, it just felt like molasses. It felt less like juggling a set of balls and more like pushing boulders up a hill. And now, just on the heels of that, with my dad having a hospital stay and then physical recovery, it would be all too easy just to put off my needs and responsibilities indefinitely. But I know that that would just make it harder in the long run. So I am picking the balls back up one by one, and I'm finding for me that it helps to kind of start with the extremes depending on the given day. So maybe I start with something that is easy and fun to juggle, like choosing a favorite recipe to make for a meal. But it can also help to start with like the grossest, mossiest, heaviest boulder and kind of swallow the frog and just do the hardest thing like the core workout or cleaning the bathroom or a really hefty writing project, and just prove to myself that if I can do that, I can probably do all of the other things too. And as I get everything going again, it is not helpful if I am hard on myself about having dropped the ball, about having a lack of motivation. It's just a matter of physics that it's harder now. And I now have some new things to juggle with some family responsibilities because my family's going through a lot. So as I'm going through that process, I just have to keep reminding myself that this is not a performative circus. That I need to deal with that internalized capitalism of having to do everything all the time, and just go back to that metaphor of picking up a set of balls to juggle, setting them down, proceeding to the next set. And life rarely conforms to a rigid routine as much as we might try to force it to look a certain way. Life is dynamic, and life has a rhythm, has an ebb and a flow, times that are easier and harder, busier and more restful. And that word rhythm is really helpful to me as I think of finding my own version of juggling. And actually, rhythm is going to be the topic of my next video going into the new year. I'm going to talk about keeping resolutions and how rhythm replaces strength. And that's an idea that I've worked a lot with as a Waldorf teacher for children that has been really helpful to me in developing new habits and completing projects. So please keep an eye out for that video. And first, I would love to hear from you in the comments of this video. How do you juggle everything in your life? I'm sure it's a lot. And are there any kind of metaphors or concepts or habits that help you to keep projects moving and develop those habits? And how do you handle it when you need to get a ball rolling again after it falls on the floor? So thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being here on our channel, The Unenlightened Generalists. Please subscribe, like the video, engage on our community page. We are really excited to have you here and hear from you, and I hope to see you around in future videos.